to our bare bones, guys. Remember this piece here, when you first take it apart, everything is stripped. It's going to take me 20 minutes just to get it back up in the upright position and regarding putting the base on. So this is how you're going to do it. So if you're by yourself, which I don't recommend if you're not, again, I don't recommend you doing this by yourself. Again, this is it's fragile in the beginning stages because you don't want to break it, you don't want it to fall. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece here, I'm going to take the back piece, I'm going to kind of cradle it, right? So I'll cradle it. If you, let's just say worst case, again, have somebody help you. Again, these bottom pieces, step one, follow instructions is pretty easy. I'm going to walk you with the manual and with my instructions. This will take you it won't take you long at all, okay? Again, so I'm just going to slip this in here first, get the washer on top, and then I'm going to put the bolt nut in. Again, I'm not going to tighten it. Same thing, very easy. And I'm just going to tighten it with my hands. Nothing tight. That's all right. Now I don't have to worry about holding it up. This here, you can see this here, the monitor, the middle piece for the monitor, we made this so we shot the wires through. Okay? Again, take your wheels in the front. Actually, that's my fault. The wheel, it's going to go underneath your front base. Make sure the front piece is underneath your front piece. Once that's there, once the wire's underneath, we put a little bit of slack there, so it will go right underneath. Then take your bolts, and it's very easy. Match them up, okay? And slip them right on through. It's going underneath. Put the bolt in. Boom, already there, done. Now I'm just going to take my bolt and my washer underneath. Now this is all step one, guys. This is all step one. It's that simple. And now you're already ready to go. Your base is now if you have somebody, this is, for me personally, is the hardest. Okay, by putting this, holding this up. And then I'm going to put the washers on each one. So again, I'm just going to do this with my hand. Make sure you're flush here, guys. So it looks like it's not flush, but make sure you're flush. Make sure all the bolts are in. There you go. Boom. You see that? It wasn't all the way in, that bolt. So I looked underneath. So all the bolts are now, it's flush, but I'm not tightening it, okay? Again, this one over here. So I'm going to hold it with my left, and I'm going to put it with my right. Again, if you had two people, it would be a lot easier. Now you're talking to somebody that has put this together a million times. I've stripped this whole unit apart I don't know how many times. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to probably have to hold it up with my left and screw it in with my right. Okay, I got to find the hole. This is probably the hardest part of the job. Just have to find the hole. So once you get some leverage, it was so much more easier in the morning for some reason. So you got to make sure the hole is there. Yeah, so that make sure the hole is there. Again, hold it up. And once you get it in there, you're good. You just got to get this one in here first. Why we put it on the bottom? We found that it was the best solution. Okay, so that was it. Now I'm going to take this and make sure that this here, that wire is clipped in. That's easy there. All right, take the other bolt. Once I got that in, it's all gravy. And boom, it took me 2 minutes, 5 minutes. The hardest part you're going to find, make sure you hold it back in place when you screw it in. So make sure you keep everything flush. Don't rush through this. Don't try to push through a screw so you don't strip it. It should just, if you don't, just gently, it should just very easily screw in. Do not strip it. If you try to push it in, so just let it screw in gently. It should be perfect. So again, take your time when you screw it in. It should screw right in. There you go. So it should screw right in. Again, guys, I can't emphasize enough. Do not force a screw. I've a million of these. This is tooling. Tooling means that they're all the same. If we had a problem with this bike, we'd have a problem with every other 360. So remember, keep in mind, I know this bike by the back of my hand. So just again, do not screw it in tight. So you want to get everything loose. The second in step 2. We're in step 2. Everything's together. Now keep in mind, everything is labeled. This is left top, right top. Okay, is going to be the left. You're going to turn it to the left. So this is going to be the left, the bottom crossbar here. When we get to this step here, this should be the left of the unit, okay? So make sure it's to the left of the unit. So I'm going to tilt it. I'm going to tilt it just a little bit to get these in, okay? I'm just going to tilt it and slide them right in. So then I'm going to grab my screws. Now keep in mind, there's screws on the bottom and the top, guys. So don't forget your washers. Do not forget your washers, especially for this crossbar. I'm not going to do it light because I need it to wiggle. I need to wiggle it around. So again, it's going to be just so the top, the hole on the crossbar. We put a hole there and we put it in. We didn't put it in the manual, but listen, this is why I'm giving you a video. There's a hole to the top that faces. It's on the left side. Make sure the crossbar, the hole is on the top of the left crossbar. I repeat. Okay? I'll make it easier for you guys because I'll break the edits down so you can. I'll even list the hard spots for you. So again, we're almost like 15 minutes in this unit, and we're almost halfway done. Okay, so this is not a hard piece of equipment to put together. Okay? All right, so the first thing is right. So the right bottom. There's a sticker that says RB. That means right bottom. Make sure that it should be flush. That's the hardest part. The hardest part is putting this together. Now listen, if it's right, if that crossbar's right, this is going to be an easy fix, guys. If that crossbar is right, this is going to be an easy fix. And make sure, again, if it's not screwing in flush, do not force it. Do not force the issue. So again, we're probably at the hardest part of putting the assembly together. This should be perfect. So it's easier when you have two people, again, because one person will be holding here. So I'm just going to put my foot here just to make sure it's flush. One of my clients just said, and he builds $3 million homes, and he said, Joe, this thing was it was a masterpiece. He called it a masterpiece. How the box is, it's very organized. It's well put together. So again, I'm already in there. I've already put my washers together. So my washers are already ready to go. So now it's a light, easy screw, guys. It's a light, easy screw. If it is a hard screw, I emphasize stop screwing. Okay? So again, as you can see, it's an easy screw. Once you get your Allen wrench, it'll be even easier. So again, I'm not putting a lot of weight. That crossbar is on. Now I'm going to go to the other side and do left bottom bracket. Left bottom bracket. So that my left bottom bracket's here. Left side. I'm going to do the middle one first. Okay, again, so I'm going to do the middle one first. I'll bring my screws over. Okay, I'm going to do the other side the same way. I'm lining it up. Now again, I'm right-handed, so it might be a little different in regarding the efficiency. But again, it is all the same. So I'm putting my foot there just to help me stabilize it because I only have myself. So the left is going to be a little harder for me because I'm left-handed. I'm right-handed. So again, I put the screw in. And again, hopefully, I love when I get it right away because it's just, so once it screws in, guys, you're butter, right? So now I'm just gently screwing it in with my hand. And now I'm going to do the other one, okay? Just like that, no problem whatsoever. Again, do not screw it in tight. Do not screw it in tight, guys. Gently screw it in. All right, so the bottom brackets are in, guys. So we are just about we're almost finished. So I should be able to finish this thing. Again, so I'm not going